Okay, good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'm Laura Rogers. I'm a Microsoft MVP. I own iwmentor.com, and this is your introduction of moving from InfoPath to PowerApps and just understanding the terminology. This is going to be, of course, it's only a 20-minute session, so I'm going to talk pretty fast and breeze through as much of this as I can. And this is really just, if you've been using InfoPath, you know, what do you need to know about PowerApps and what's the terminology you need to understand to kind of understand the old way of doing it and the new way. So this is, of course, InfoPath on the left and PowerApps on the right. This example is a absence request, and it's just done in two different ways. So in this slide is just introducing you to the two different looks of doing something that's fairly similar. And PowerApps has a bit more of a modern look, but they both have this surface where it's WYSIWYG, what you see is what you get as you build your apps or forms. All right, so as we go through this slide deck, we're going to talk about the InfoPath will be on the left and PowerApps will be on the right. And I'm going to go through all this different terminology, and you'll visually see what I'm referring to on the side of the screen. So if you, who's been using InfoPath since it came out, since just forever, yeah. So InfoPath was a lot of fun, but it's died a slow death. So yeah, we need to go ahead and stop using InfoPath and start building your Power App. So to get started, there are a couple of different ways to create a Power App. You can just start from a standalone app. In this example, I'm showing how easy it is where in InfoPath, you could click the Customize an InfoPath button in the ribbon, and in Power Apps, there is a Customize and Form button in the ribbon as well. So that's how you can get started. But you also have in your list settings, do you remember form settings that you have where you could look and see, if it was customized with InfoPath, and you could turn the InfoPath form off and switch it back. So both of these you're going to go to this form settings screen to be able to see whether it's the default form, Power Apps, or InfoPath, and to be able to delete any custom forms that you do, just the same way you did with InfoPath. All right, so this is just an overview of a lot of this terminology we're going to go through in the next few slides. We have the data, which is your SharePoint list or whatever your data is that you're going to be dealing with. We'll talk about the tree view and screens, galleries, forms, cards, and the concepts of buttons and navigation, which they all mostly work in the same way and they have the same functionality, but it's just completely different terminology to get used to. Now, the tree view is actually one that looks the same, but the functionality is completely different. So in InfoPath, we had a list of all the fields in our SharePoint list listed down the side of the screen, and we could drag them onto the form. In Power Apps, it's completely different. The list on the left side of the screen is not a list of fields. It is a list of controls. So as you add text boxes and drop-down boxes and forms and galleries and things to your form, this tree view is where you can see them listed down the side. So this is going to be a way to, first of all, name them, give them good names, just like in InfoPath, that when you're building formulas or if you're trying to reference fields, it helps that they have useful names. So it does make it a little more time-consuming to go through here and meticulously rename things that, not Title 1, Subtitle 1, like it kind of gives you out of the box. But once you've given them good names, as you're building your app, especially when it gets to be a bigger and more complex app and you have hundreds of controls, you'll be able to type the name of it in the search box and to go straight to it and find it wherever it is in your app. So this is how you can go from screen to screen, and this is how you can go see all of your controls, and you can even organize them. So there is something called grouping. In InfoPath, I used to use sections, and I would build sections down that panel to organize my fields. In Power Apps, we can select multiple fields and group them together. All right, so InfoPath, we had views, and PowerApps, we have screens. It's pretty much the same concept. Views are going to be, you have the same set of data, the same back-end data, but a view is just a different way of looking at that same data. You might want to present a different form that has different fields from that same list. PowerApps screens are the same concept. It's just you're building out different interfaces to whatever your back-end data is. You could have multiple SharePoint lists. You can have a SharePoint list and a SQL database and a, whatever all of your different data connections are, but your screens are going to be just the different views of how someone's getting around in your app. Let's see. There we go. So here's an example of one app that has a few different screens, and this is a list of customers. When you click a customer, it takes you to a list of the projects for that customer, and then you can drill down and go fill out see the list of timesheet entries, go fill out a timesheet entry. So the screen isn't just a form. InfoPath was mostly forms. That's the main thing you think about it for, but in PowerApps, it's just a completely blank canvas to do anything pretty much. So you're not just stuck with having a form on each screen. You can have lists of things and buttons and forms and just, sky's the limit. All right, when we're working in PowerApps, we have controls and we have different types of controls and buttons, and all of those have properties. In InfoPath, we had properties too. We had the contextual ribbon in InfoPath, and we also have the contextual properties in PowerApps. So in InfoPath, you had a couple of different ways of looking at what the properties were for any given control, like a text box that you select or a drop-down box, and you had further things that you could configure. PowerApps gives you several different ways, so it's a little overwhelming sometimes when you go into the interface and you can see, a drop-down box here and all these properties over here and an advanced panel, and it's a little overwhelming, but if you just understand the concept that each different control, text boxes, rectangles, whatever they happen to be, just each has its own set of properties, and you have multiple ways to get to and edit those properties, then that's just a simple way of thinking about it. So in this screen, we can see that you have a drop-down box at the top of the screen, and when you click the drop-down box, it lists all the properties for whatever control you have selected. But you also have this nice, pretty properties pane down the right side of the screen that also shows the properties for whatever control you have selected. And the advanced pane shows you just an advanced expanded list of every single property you could have for that control. So it's all just properties. Properties are things like colors and sizes and widths and heights, a lot of different border colors and fill colors and things like that. All right, we have rules. In InfoPath, we had this simple little rule pane that you could build actions to happen in a row, or you could build conditions and have different colors and hide and show things with the rule pane. Well, PowerApps, this is one of the things that's completely different, the way we build our logic. And this is one of the huge things that's going to take some getting used to coming from InfoPath. Now, Microsoft has, I didn't even put a screenshot of it, but Microsoft has put a rules panel in PowerApps, but I find the rules panel to be more confusing than anything, and it doesn't do actions like InfoPath's rules panel did. It just does formatting and hiding and showing. So I tend to not even use the little rules wizard that PowerApps has. So what you're going to need to learn mainly for logic in PowerApps is how to use this formula bar. So in this example, in the formula bar, I've got, I'm showing just what to do when I click this button. So I have the button selected, and then I'm saying I want to submit the form and then navigate to a certain screen. So it's going to do each of those things, each of those actions, one after the other with the semicolons in between them. So do this, semicolon, do this, semicolon. So each of the things in between the semicolons in PowerApps is kind of like all of your different actions down the page in a row in InfoPath. As long as you can understand logic, and if you're familiar with Excel formulas, this is going to be something that's, I think it's a lot of fun. It's going to be fun to pick up and learn those. There are hundreds of different functions that PowerApps has, so the way I do it is as I'm building PowerApps, I tend to go search on the Microsoft's PowerApps site. They have a huge reference of all these functions. So as you start learning PowerApps, you're going to be doing a lot of searching through Microsoft's documentation to see what the formulas are and what the syntax are, but then you kind of get used to it and you understand, kind of the most common ones that you are going to use all the time. So I'm not a programmer. I don't write code. So programming always kind of overwhelmed me because you have to go learn all the syntax of all these different languages. But to me, this is very, it's approachable because especially if you already understand Excel formulas, and it makes sense because as you're building your formulas, they have a pop-up box above your formula explaining to you what all the different parts of it, just like Excel. All right, with the data, we were pretty limited with InfoPath. InfoPath, mostly you were using SharePoint data. You could do other data sources like databases and access tables and various other things. It was pretty tricky though. You had a lot of limitations. A lot of times you had to get a developer involved to write a web service, to go talk to the web service and do all this crazy stuff just to get data from SQL in here. But PowerApps, that is what PowerApps is for. PowerApps has over 200 different types of data connections that you can create. That's not only SharePoint, it's SharePoint, SQL, any kind of database. You got little silly things you can do like Twitter and Instagram and things like that, and you have all these different types of business systems that you can connect to. So pretty much any kind of system or service you have in your company, there's probably a connector for it, and you could also create a custom connector if you had some sort of custom system that you needed to interface with. So just another one of those things where sky's the limit when it comes to the way the connections work in PowerApps. And again, unless you do a custom connector, which I haven't ever felt the need to do that, then you have no programming needed. You just authenticate to whatever that location is, that service. All right, we have the form control. Now, in InfoPath, the whole thing, we consider that a form. In PowerApps, the form is a control. So this right here is the form control. So that's the form control that we can plop down on any screen. Now, when PowerApps first came out, you didn't have the form control. You could take text boxes and drop-down boxes and just kind of throw them wherever you wanted. And then it was a lot of work to do this patching thing to send the data back to SharePoint. Well, when the form control came out, that was huge. That made it a lot easier to just plop the form down, pick which fields you want it to show with nice little easy checkboxes, and then create a submit button and use a submit form command you can send to it. So that's what the form control is, and you can, just like with InfoPath, you can have forms on different screens of your app that could be interfacing to the same list just for different purposes, like a form when people fill out a new form versus a form when the manager is approving it, and whatever you need to do in your business process. All right, controls. We have a lot of very old school looking controls that we had over here in InfoPath, and in PowerApps I've got sort of little animation going through all these. We have a ton of different types of controls that you can use in PowerApps. And you don't even have to use the button control if you want something to be a button. Anything could be a button, a rectangle or an icon, or sky's the limit. Anything has an on select property. That's what you can make it. You can make it do something when someone clicks on it. So this is the difference, and we have a lot of just modern controls. You can interface with the camera on your phone and do audio and video, just a ton of different things with the PowerApps controls. Oops, let's see. This is your favorite, right? This is what everybody asks about. InfoPath, we had repeating tables, and Data connections, if you pulled data, a data connection was pulling a SharePoint list in, and it wasn't the main list, it was like a secondary list, then it was just read-only, and it was a lot of work. It was a huge pain to try and finagle it to write back to multiple sources. It's not really what it was meant to do. Otherwise, it was just a repeating table just buried inside of a form library form. And all of it was just bad, bad, bad. There was no good or easy way to do it. I still get people on my blog asking about how to do this, and I just go to PowerApps, because in PowerApps, here's an example. This is what you would do is just pull in all of the different, connect to all the different SharePoint lists. Instead of having repeating tables, whatever that other list of things is would just be a separate SharePoint list, and you can connect things together just using a lookup field. Now, it probably would take an entire half hour to build one of those out and show you all the different moving pieces for that. So I don't have the bandwidth in this session to do that, but it's easy. You have a gallery that you can put on there that shows the other list and filters the other list, and you can just plop another form control on your page to interface to whatever that other list is and pass the default value of whatever the parent form is to it. So you don't have all the pain that we dealt with InfoPath repeating tables. Conditional formatting, this is what it used to look like in InfoPath, where you had the same little rules pane that you worked with. And in PowerApps, this is the formula bar. So you're going to, you have colors, you have things like RGBA, and you can do hex values and just color names in here. But to do conditional formatting and any kind of logic, you can use this if statement. So in this case, I have if the sum of this is basically greater than a certain number, then show it in red, otherwise show it in green. So that's going to dictate what the color of a certain text box is. So whatever, this is the tricky part. You have to go in here and select whatever it is that you want to change the color of, like a text box, a label, or a button, whatever type of control it is. And then this is the extra step that you didn't have to do in InfoPath. You have to go to the property that you want to change. There are probably 6 or 7 different color properties of any given thing in PowerApps. You have the color, the border color, the text color, the fill color, the disabled border color, the hover color. I mean, you have all these different colors. So you have to go to the specific property that you want to change, like the fill color. And then in the property, the little property formula bar for that fill color, that's where you would write your statement. So that's that sort of extra piece it's kind of like a hump you have to get over when you're coming from InfoPath, because it's just an extra piece that you have to understand that wasn't a factor that we had to deal with InfoPath. Publishing was pretty painful in InfoPath. You didn't have version control. You didn't have any kind of draft version. It was really difficult and painful to go from dev to production, because especially when you were dealing with publishing it as an XSN file, I mean, it was messy, and there wasn't really ever a good way to do it. They never really came up with a good way. PowerApps is awesome. It's got versioning, so every time you save a change to your app, it saves it as another version. You can revert to versions, just like with SharePoint. And you can also take your whole app and package it, and it puts it as a zip file, and you can take it to some other tenant, some other system, some other environment in Office 365, and you can just import it in. So this is a huge improvement from the way we had to do things in InfoPath. Here's the formula bar that I keep referring to. This is your new friend. So this is something that, like I mentioned, it's going to be important to learn and understand this. As you build formulas out, a fairly new feature is you have this format text button at the bottom, where you can, it'll split it all out and put spaces and make everything make more sense when you're reading it, instead of being crammed together on one screen. So in this case, I said if the sum of the timesheets where the timesheet entry is related to this selected project. If the hours are greater than or equal to the hours planned on the project, then the color is equal to red. Otherwise, it's equal to green. So this color property, that's where you have to know to go into whatever the text box is or label, go to the color property, and that's where you put your formula. So as long as the result of your formula equals a color, then that's how you're going to come up with your formulas that will work correctly. It's just looking for a certain type of information. There's another property called visibility that every control has, and visibility is not a color, it's just Boolean, it's true or false. So your condition has to be if something true, otherwise false, or it just has to equal a true or false in your logic. Oh, we're running out of time. Okay, we got actions for a button. You want something, when you click it, you want it to do something. You have this property called the onSelect property. And just some of the common things that we do with the onSelect property is we'll navigate somewhere, submit a form. We can do a command that goes back. We can reset a form, run a flow. So those are some of the common things, but there are, of course, 100 different types of functions in PowerApps. These are just some of the things that you're going to be doing the most. And color themes, PowerApps just came out with some new ones. So this is what it looked like in InfoPath, and then PowerApps has they're pretty slick looking. Some nice ways that you can just quickly change the whole visual aspect of your app all in one fell swoop. And then this is a little more detail about the way you can do colors. So like I mentioned, a color can just be the name of a color. It can be a hex value, or it can be this color value with the hex name or the RGB, hex value or an RGBA. So you can also do a color fade and reference another color and then say kind of how much to make it fade compared to that other color. So you can do a lot of properties referencing other properties in here, which I could probably talk a whole other 20 minutes about that. All right, that wraps it up. Wow, right on time. If you need to ask us any questions, my team and I are all up here, and you can also email laura.rogers@iwmentor.com, and we do SharePoint and PowerApps training. Thanks, everybody, for coming.